Okay, hi, good morning, and today we're going to learn integrated independent writing. Yes. Yesterday we did integrated writing, right? And today we're going to learn independent. So, okay, for independent writing, you are given 30 minutes to do the task, okay, and you are expected to write 300 words or more. So what makes independent writing different from integrated writing? So in independent writing, there are no materials provided, so what you have there is only a question. So you're going to answer the question by making an essay. Okay? So how to answer independent writing? So here are the steps to remember. So the first thing that you're going to do is to read and understand the question carefully. So we have here a sample question. So the question here is, it is better to solve a problem alone than to ask others for advice. Okay, sorry for this mistake. Okay, so do you agree or disagree? So this is a sample question in TOEFL independent writing. So this is an agree or disagree question. So the student must answer this question by making an essay. And in their essay, they need to state their opinion, their two reasons, and details and example to support their reasons. So how many number of reasons should you make? So minimum of 2 reasons. So if you can write 3 reasons, 4 reasons, it's okay. But the minimum number should be 2. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is to read and understand. So why do we need to read and understand carefully? Okay, there are some cases that some students were not able to get their target score or their desired score in TOEFL writing is because they were not able to answer the question perfectly well. Why? Because they, even if they were able to make a very good essay which is free from grammar or spelling mistake, they were not able to answer the question. So reading and understanding is very important. Okay, so after you read and understand the question, the next thing that you're going to do is to make an outline. So an outline looks like this. So you have your opinion, reason 1, detail 1, reason 2, detail 2. Okay. So in your outline, you don't need to write in complete sentence. You can just use keywords. Okay, keywords. So outline is very important before you write your essay because this will serve as your guide in writing your essay. Okay, so we have here a sample. So it is better to solve a problem alone than to ask others for advice. So in my case, I agree. So I agree. I disagree here. I disagree. Yeah, that it is better to solve a problem alone than to ask others for advice. My first reason is if we ask other people for advice, decision making will be a lot faster. Yeah, so if you notice, I did not write incomplete sentence, so I just wrote a keyword. Yeah. But of course, when you are writing a keyword, your keywords, you must know what those keywords mean, of course. Okay, so it will make decision making a lot faster. Why? Because you can gather a lot of information from different people. And because of that, because of the amount of information that you have gathered, you can weigh things and you can decide faster than deciding alone. Because sometimes if we decide alone, we hesitate to make a decision because we are afraid of the outcome of our decision, right? So, but if we have a lot of information in mind because of the help of other people, decision making will be a lot faster, okay? My second reason is if we ask advice from other people, we can see other perspectives. Yes. Okay. We human, we have the tendency to be biased. We only see one side of the picture, right? But other people can see things that we do not see. So if we ask other people for advice, they can show us some perspectives or some views that we do not know. So yeah, and so in this case, we can it can make decision making a lot. You have the possibility to get good results because you have seen the different perspectives before making a decision. So, good results is attainable. Okay, so this is an example outline. So you don't need to write incomplete sentence. Yeah, you can just use keywords. Okay, and after you make an outline, the next thing that you're going to do is to write your essay. So this outline will serve as your guide in making your essay. Then after you write your essay, the next thing, okay, that you need to do is to revise. Okay, so what will you do in revision time? You need to check your vocabulary and you need to check your grammar. Okay, so what will you do while checking your vocabulary? What are the things that you need to check? For vocabulary, you need to check first the spelling of your words, of the words that you use in your essay. Spelling. You need to check whether those words are spelled correctly. Second, you need to check the number of words. The number of words. So as I have mentioned earlier, you need to write 300 words, right? Or 300 words or more. So be sure to at least write or get 300 words. Okay. And the next thing that you need to do is to check whether the words that you used are appropriate or not. Okay. So of course, in English, there are some words that have similar meaning with other words, but of course they are not used in the same context. So be sure to know that whether the words that you use in your essay are appropriate in the context or not. Okay. Then aside from checking your vocabulary, you need to check the grammar. Of course, it is very important. So the vocabulary and the grammar are two of the criteria in TOEFL independent writing. Okay. Okay. So some students they do not make outline. Yeah. So after they read the question, they go directly to writing. Okay. Yeah, this one is also good. Yes. But I suggest that you must make an outline. Why? Because if you have an outline, it will make your writing fast. Why fast? Because you already know what to write. So if you go directly to writing after you read the question, there is a tendency that you will waste so much time. Why? Because you write at the same time you think. So as they say, you cannot serve two masters at the same time. So it is better to make first your outline, then you write. Okay. And second, the second advantage of having an outline, you can avoid having similar reasons. Yeah, so this is also one of the problems in TOEFL independent writing. Some students, they have similar reasons or similar details, yeah, in their reasons. And some of them, they only notice this when after writing their essay. So they do not have time to change their essay anymore. So to avoid this kind of problem, so outline is very important. Okay. And okay, by the way, so you have 30 minutes to do the task, right? So when will your 30 minutes start? So your 30 minutes starts after you read the question, okay? So, and I suggest you spend at least 5 to 8 minutes for brainstorming and outline making. So making this, just spend 5 to 8 minutes. At first, maybe it will take you so much time, but later on, as time goes by, the number of, the time you spend for this one will also decrease. Yes. So for the meantime, maybe just spend 5 to 8 minutes. Then 20 minutes for writing. I think 20 minutes is enough, for writing, and 2 to 5 minutes for revising. Yes. Revising is really very important. Yes, it's really important. So some students, they do not have time for revising, but I really suggest that you should revise your essay before the 30 minutes ends. Okay. So I think that's all for today. Yes, so thank you for listening and I hope you learned something.